The Path of Kriya Yoga, Video 13, Becoming a Kriya Yoga Practitioner. The first verse of the first book of the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali outlines, "And now instruction in yoga begins." Now is a translation of the Sanskrit word atha. And this word, while it translates to mean now, it also translates to mean therefore, thus, and so. And what's being implied is that once we've done the necessary preparation, we're ready to receive instruction. And this is the case. We need to ensure that our lives are such that we can receive instruction within the tradition of Kriya Yoga and be able to apply it with ease, without challenge or conflict. So before we receive the instruction, we need to ensure that our lives are balanced and orderly. So we look at our lifestyles, and a lot of what I'm going to say here might be common sense, and some of it you may have heard before, but that doesn't mean that it's not of importance. We need to ensure that we're getting regular sleep and we're getting sufficient sleep. We need to ensure that we're adhering to a healthy lifestyle, one where we get sufficient exercise, which is suitable to our body constitution type. We also need to ensure that we're eating healthily. You know, it's all right to have a few treats now and then, but by and large, that we are eating in a way which is allowing the body to be free of undue stress, which in some regards will mean not overloading it with sugars, not overloading it with refined processed foods, and avoiding the consumption of meat. Apart from that, we need to ensure that we are balanced in the other aspects of our lives, in terms of how we relate to our work, how we relate to our free time, what we do in our free time, the activities that we involve ourselves in. And a huge part of our lifestyle is our relationships. We need to ensure that the relationships in our lives don't cause us troublesome conflict. Because the whole practice of yoga is a practice of purifying our being on a physical level, on an emotional level, on an energetic level, and on a mental level. We do this because by purifying our being, every aspect of our being, then we're able to process a state of conscious awareness which is purified. So if we have relationships in our lives which cause us emotional unrest and they cause us unnecessary drama and challenge, well, then we need to do what it takes to resolve that. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and stop talking to your family, or to cut ties with people who have been important in your life, but rather to be able to establish boundaries which are healthy and which allow you to grow in your capacity to maintain grounded within yourself. Another part of lifestyle which is very important for being able to receive the instruction offered within the Kriya Yoga tradition and make use of it, is to have established a meditation routine. Now, initially, and especially if you're new to meditation, you don't want to be too ambitious. Really, initially, it's a case of just getting into the habit of meditating on a regular schedule. So this might mean that you set aside a time in the day where you can sit for 10 or 15 minutes. And at this point, it's not really about how profound you can meditate or how deep you can go in the process. It's more a case of you being able to show up each day and actually do your practice of meditation. But as you proceed and as you become more established in your own personal routine, well, then you can go about developing the habit of meditating for up to 30 minutes. And while you're doing this, you might read some texts which are supportive in helping you to move forward in your practice. You may watch some videos, you may listen to some discourses. really, initially what you're trying to do is to make meditation part of your everyday routine. Make meditation a part of your everyday routine to the point where you're able to meditate comfortably for 30 minutes. And that's crucial, because when you receive instruction, you want to be able to imply the instruction without having to negotiate or battle with when you're going to do it or how long you're going to do it for. So it's good to get a 30-minute meditation routine down. Now, when I talk about reading texts or listening to discourses, as already mentioned, it's advisable that we do so through one tradition or one organization, or through the teachings of one teacher. And that was explained earlier. So as part of our meditation practice, which we're doing daily, we may finish our practice by reading some pages of a text, or maybe at some other point in the day we can just read, or we can listen to, or we can watch something which is going to be supportive in our practice. Now, the degree to which you do this is dependent on what's going on in your life, the context of your life. It's dependent on your enthusiasm and your motivation. So there's an understanding that life, makes demands of us. And so it's being able to navigate how to establish balance in your life, where you're able to ensure that you're looking after your mind-body system on a physical level, but you're also able to tend to the duties and responsibilities that you have, and all the while you're able to create a space for you to do your own inner work, which includes meditation practice. And when you have all this established, well, then you're in a good place to receive further instruction, as is shared within the Kriya Yoga tradition, or whichever tradition you wish to follow. Now, I know it's the case that there are organizations out there who will offer initiation to Kriya Yoga quite openly and freely, and there'll be others who will share the teachings quite openly and freely. But this is fine. I'm just offering a suggested way for you to ensure that you are in a place where you can really get the most from what is going to be offered. And so that is by looking at your lifestyle, looking at your relationships, and by developing your own spiritual practice.